Hello, welcome to today's webinar from Lightspeed Trading. It is how to profit off of the dark pool, presented by Stefanie Kammerman of the Stock Whisperer, stockwhisperer.com. We are very happy to have Stefanie present her unique views on the markets and how she reads some of the tools Lightspeed Trader provides, a block trade feed, and some other signals. Her chat rooms and educational programs have been growing, and we've had a lot of people come over from her telling us how insightful her experience is. So we've asked her to come along and present to you using some of the Lightspeed Trader features that she's been using. So we're very happy to have the webinar here. Just so everyone knows, my name is Rob Lifson. I'm one of the sales associates here at Lightspeed Trading. If you're interested in requesting a demo for the software or opening an account, feel free to email at sales@lightspeed.com. Be happy to discuss going over a new account at that time. And also just some brief disclosures. Please be aware this webinar is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to provide any type of investment advice, recommendations to buy, sell, or hold. We do not provide any type of actual investment or advice. Please note that the presenter is not affiliated with Lightspeed Trader. All views are presented by the presenter, and in no way is this the views of Lightspeed Trading. Just so you're aware, this is for educational purposes only. Please be aware of the various risks involved in trading, and read the disclosures for day trading and trading on margin, just so you're aware of all the risks involved, and make sure that trading is suitable for you. Okay, thank you. Once again, we're delighted to have Stefanie from the stockwhisperer.com. She's presented at many of the Traders Expos in New York and Las Vegas. She's done the tours on the Money Show all over, and been on many different programs and YouTube and chat rooms and educational programs. So we're very happy to have her. So let's get started. I'm going to shift her over as the presenter. She'll take over the screen sharing, and we will get started here. So please be aware this webinar will be recorded and available for future use. You can go right to the Lightspeed website for that as well. Okay, now without further ado, here is Stefanie. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Can everybody hear me okay? Just get a quick yes back. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you so much, Rob, for inviting me to do a presentation, an online webinar for Lightspeed. And thank you all for coming online today. And it was a great, fantastic day in the markets. You guys trade today? Wow, my trading room was rocking it with the gold stocks. We saw some big prints, which I'm going to be teaching you all about today. All right, so today's special presentation is how we can profit off of the dark pool. There's so many traders out there that have no idea what the dark pool is. I mean, most people don't even know it exists. And this is why I put together this special presentation. I definitely consider myself an expert in this field because I've been watching and trading in the dark pool for well over 20 years now. Every single day I get messages on StockTwits and Twitter asking me what the dark pool is. Now, the dark pool is one of the most manipulative ways that the stock market is being traded right now. In fact, many big banks have been fined recently, right? Goldman Sachs got fined. I'm sure you guys heard about this. They got fined for dark pool price discrepancies. And we see this happening all the time. And Barclays got huge fines for allowing high-frequency traders to front run in their dark pool. Now, you're not even supposed to have high-frequency traders in the pool to begin with. Now, even though the market is manipulated to put the odds into the favor of the big guys, I'm going to be showing you how to spot this manipulation today and profit off of it. Okay, but before we begin, I have to warn you that there is a high degree of risk involved in trading. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my risk disclaimer. Please look it over. And today's webinar is for educational purposes. Please paper trade, okay, until you're fully educated and you've mastered trading. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering, where did I learn how to trade, right? Come on, I know some of you are wondering. Everybody wants to know. I didn't learn how to trade in college. Anybody here learn how to trade in college? No, they don't even teach you how to trade in college, right? What do they teach you? They teach you about the economy. They teach you about global macroeconomics. But they don't teach you how to read the tape and trade around the dark pool. And that's exactly what I'm going to be teaching you guys today. Now, I got a degree in psychology, and I absolutely love psychology, but had no interest in becoming a clinical psychologist. I was drawn to the market. So in 1994, I got a job as an assistant to one of the biggest traders at Schonfeld Securities, biggest prop firm in New York. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I knew absolutely nothing about trading. All right, but I love the fact that you could click a couple of buttons and pay for your rent, your clothes, utilities, food, you know, anything you want to with just a click away. I never even did one trade before I got this job, but I sat in the $1 million room at Schonfeld Securities. Now, people would pay money to sit where I sat, and there I was being paid to learn from the best traders in the firm. Now, my boss decided to switch firms to a prop firm called On-Site Trading because they offered us our own room and lower commissions, which was really great, but then he decided that he was going to relocate to Florida because we had a branch over there. He was sick of paying New York state taxes. You know, when you make $1 million a year, $100,000 goes to the New York state just to pay the taxes at New York state. So he decided he was going to go to Florida so he could save $100,000. And I'm going to tell you guys, I was really upset. I thought I was going to be out of a job, but On-Site Trading offered me $250,000 to trade with. I mean, that was like fantastic. That was my dream job, right? They're giving me $250,000, and I'm not responsible for that. I mean, of course, they cut you off if you lose a certain amount of money. But, you know, they had confidence in me. I was the first female trader, by the way. Worked with over 100 men. My first year trading, I did really, really well, and I won the Trader of the Year award. I made more money than I ever thought possible, and so they gave me another $250,000, and over the next few years, I ran a trading desk where I taught all the new traders the overnight trading system. Now, over the past 3 years, I've been really busy traveling. I've been on 3 tours with Mr. Larry Berman across Canada. He's one of the biggest portfolio managers in Canada. You can see him on BNN every Monday. He's got a show called Berman's Call. I've also presented at the Toronto Money Show, the San Francisco Show, Las Vegas. Anybody here been to these shows? A lot of fun. I'm going to Vegas again in May. They're doing another show. I've also presented in New York recently, a couple weeks ago. And I've presented for the Association for Technical Analysis down in Dallas. And, of course, Society of Technical Analysts up in Toronto. So I've been racking up my frequent flyer mileage. It's just down in Orlando also last week. Now, I also, besides presenting and teaching people face-to-face, I run an online educational trading room called the Java Pit, where every day I share my screen and I teach my traders how to follow the smart money by reading the tape, okay, by following the prints. Now, Larry Berman gave me the nickname on Twitter, Volume Princess, P-R-I-N-T-C-E-S, because I am obsessed with volume and prints. So you're probably wondering, what are prints? Okay, so most of you will probably know this, but for those of you who don't know this, I'm going to teach it to you today. This is my time and sales window. All right, every buy and sell is recorded and printed right here in this window. The price and share size are recorded here. Now you have to add 2 zeros to my share size. So this big print here in orange for 5,011 is really 500,000 shares. Now what I want you to note here is, look at the price of this orange print. Now the SPY was trading at 12:22 p.m. in the afternoon. It was trading at $180.41. But all of a sudden this big orange print popped out of nowhere. 182.70. That's over $2 higher than where the SPY was trading. And coincidentally, you can see I've circled the high of the day there is 182.70. So it looks like somebody really smart sold at the high of the day, right? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Somebody really smart sold 500,000 shares at the high and pretty much laughing all the way to the bank. But this is what we call a dark pool print. Welcome to the dark side of trading. Now, the dark pool is a network that allows traders to buy and sell large orders, like the one we just saw, without running the risk that other traders are going to see their hand. Now, these trades are not revealed until after they're completed. Okay, just like that last one. Sometimes they're 3 hours late, sometimes even more, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. Now, they're done on alternative trading systems. Okay, for example, Barclays has one that's called the liquidity cross. Goldman Sachs has one that's called the Sigma X. Now, the dark pool was originally created to benefit the large hedge funds, okay, because they said if you do your trades on this alternative exchange, we're going to give you much better commissions than if you do it on the regular exchange. And we're going to give you better fills. You're going to be able to get filled in between the bid and the offer. When you do 20 million share size, okay, even a half a penny is definitely a lot of money to save. And they could be anonymous, all right, and that's a huge factor why the big guys do trades in the dark pool, so they can hide their identity and do them in there, and I'm going to show you all sorts of trades coming up on the Lightspeed platform, okay? So this way, Goldman Sachs can sell everything they want first and then report it to us afterwards. Now, many of these huge trades are not being reported until the next day. How is this possible? I always thought that legally, if you do a trade today, you have to report it today. But I started to see millions and millions, okay, of late prints that were done the day before because the SPY did not even trade nowhere near that today. And I started to ask a lot of questions. And a good friend of mine works on the floor. And I said, you know, how is this possible? How am I seeing these huge block trades, 500,000 share lots today when I know the trades happened yesterday? And you know what he told me? He said, Stephanie, there's a way to get around this. If Goldman Sachs does a trade from their New York office across the pond to their London trading desk, okay, they don't have to report this trade until the next day. Crazy, right? Yeah, this is how they get away with it. I mean, millions. But I'm going to show you guys how we can profit off of this manipulation. Now, I'm going to let you know a little secret. 21 years ago, I used to trade in the dark pool. In fact, they sat me in front of this green glowing Instinet machine. That was my job, to do all the orders. It was the first electronic execution platform for the dark pool. Now, one of my most memorable trades was done on this. 19 years ago, my entire trading table went long Long Island Savings Bank. There was a rumor that it was going to get taken over, and the volume was really high. So anytime the volume was really high, we took it. And I couldn't believe it. It really happened. The next morning, I got into my office really early. I was always the first one in. I was there like 6:30 in the morning. The rest of the guys didn't even like saunter in until like 8:45, 9 o'clock, but I was always there early. 6:30. It's just me and this green glowing internet machine. And the news comes out that Long Island Savings Bank gets taken over. All right? I was like, oh my God, I can't even believe it, and I'm the only person here. And then I look on the internet machine, and I see that somebody bids it up like 3 points higher. 3 points higher than it should be. That's crazy. And I did what every trader here would probably do, right? I hit the bid. I took him out, okay? I knew what the price was, but he obviously, calculated wrong. There was a couple of different calculations you had to do. And I hit him, and I got done 3 points higher. I made like $5 on that trade. And I'll never forget, the rest of the guys come into the office, like an hour and a half later. And, back then you had to fill out a ticket and get it stamped and everything. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, my God, it got taken over. And I'm going, well, you guys, I'm holding my ticket up in the air. And I'm going, got filled really high, you guys. They looked at my ticket, and they were like, oh, my gosh, And I said, you know what? It was fantastic, you guys. Okay, I got 3 points higher. But you know what? It was disturbing. Because if I was the other guy, right, on the other side of that trade, I would not have been very happy. All right, but that's how manipulating the dark pool can be, and there's a lot of price discrepancies that are being done on there. Now, I got so excited when Lightspeed asked me to do this presentation for you because there are only 2 brokerages out there, okay, only 2 that have dark pool data feed with a block trade indicator across the entire market. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, I do a lot of traveling, and I've spoken to pretty much every single brokerage out there. And I've told them, you really should have this. And you know what? Nobody cared. Nobody cared enough to do it for their clients. So there's 2 of them out there, okay? There's Lightspeed, as you guys all know, and there's Charles Schwab. I know it's crazy that 40% or more of all the volume being done is being done in the dark pool, and only 2 brokers offer dark pool data feed and a tracking device with a block trade indicator. Now, you guys are so lucky to have Lightspeed because the commissions are way lower than Schwab's. Okay, there's not even a comparison there. So I'm going to be showing you many different examples of how you can use Lightspeed block trade indicator to profit every single day. In my trading room, we call it our ATM machine. Now, here's an example of one trade we took on XLE. Anybody here ever trade XLE? It's the Spider Select Fund for energy. I love trading ETFs, especially after seeing huge prints. Now, I use the block trade indicator. Anybody here use the block trade indicator on Lightspeed? Many of you probably aren't even aware that they have it, so I'm going to show you how to find it. Okay, right here, you go to the New tab, and I've circled the block trades. You just simply click right there on the block trades, and it's going to open up for you. Now, I have my block trader set to show me all the trades that are 50,000 shares and higher, right here on the left. And then I have one set on 500,000 shares and higher. Now, on February 16th at 10:39 a.m., we spotted an almost 5 million share block trade print right here on the XLE. It's 4.8 million, that's the share size, done at $55.56. Now I want you to look at the exchange there to the right of the price. It says ADFN. That is the dark pool exchange. That's this. You're going to see most big, large orders are being done on that exchange. And you can see there's other exchanges. There's the New York Stock Exchange. There's all the ECN books, ARCA, BATS, checks. There's all sorts of, but it's the ADFN. It's that exchange that a lot of hidden orders are being done on, and a lot of different software programs don't even pick up this data feed. Okay, so at the time we spotted this print, okay, on XLE, it was trading down at $55.09. It was trading below the print, okay, so the print was at 55, 56, and a lot of times with big prints, it makes a big splash in the water, and it may move down a little bit or move up a little bit. I like to wait, okay, and see. So how many of you think that this print, right, this trade was smart money buying? Anybody think it was a buy print? And it automatically comes there. Alexander, how do you get ADFN? It's automatically there in the Lightspeed platform, in the data feed. Anybody think it's a big sell print? You know, everybody always asks me the question, so how do you know if it's smart money buying or selling, right? And a lot of times I don't know right away. It's hard to tell, especially with a large print. You know, 5 million is a lot. It's going to have a big splash, but many times, you know, it'll splash in one direction, then maybe reverse a little bit. Now, this trade happened at 10:39 in the morning, which we love because it gives us a lot of time to see where the real movement is going to be. So here's my rule. Bullish above, bearish below, no thinking. We like to wait until the close, especially for a swing trade, okay? If it trades above the print, we're going to buy it and hold it overnight as a long swing overnight. If it closes below the print, we're going to short it, okay? Smart money is selling if it closes below it. Smart money is buying if it closes above it. So let's see how this closed. So XLE closed, okay, I circled it right there. That's today on the 16th. It closed at 55.83. And that tells us smart money was buying. Okay, XLE went up to $57.91 the next day, you guys. That's a huge move. Never went below the print. It was a fantastic swing. A lot of my traders in the room took this one. In fact, it rallied all the way to $62.50, okay, over the next couple weeks, and it never closed below the print. Now, many times I'll scale out and hold the last quarter using the print level as my stop. Now, this is just one example, okay, of one large print. We see hundreds of trades every single day. Now, how many of you like to trade Japan ETFs? I like to trade them, right? Especially if we see big prints. How do we know when Japan is going to rally? All right, we don't guess. It's really easy, you guys. We actually see the big boys buying. We see big buy prints in the dark pool. Take a look at these that we spotted. On February 16th, we spotted big prints on the DXJ. Now, the first prints we spotted, and I'll just highlight them for you here, were done on CH Exchange. Now, that was pretty small, about 840,000 shares. But if you look just above that in yellow, right, on the ADFN exchange, that is humongous, 2.9 million share print on the DXJ at $41.24. The biggest prints are always done on the dark pool exchange. So when using the block trade indicator, it's not always just about one print. It's about a succession of prints. So in my trading room, we like to use these together to enter the highest probability trade. So right after we spotted these big prints on DXJ, we spotted big prints on EWJ, which is another Japan ETF. Take a look. Right there. Now this one is even bigger. Now this is only $10.73 a share, but still 13.7 million shares printed on E. That we don't normally see that, okay? So this was really, really big. That's why I took a picture of it so I could teach you what this looks like. When you see really, really big prints, something big is going to happen. Okay, so how do we trade this? Well, it's easy. Again, if EWJ closes above the print, that's very bullish. And we go long. So check out the high-low open close from that day. EWJ closed above the print at $10.79, okay? And over the next few weeks, it climbed to $11.50, never closing below the print. So let's see what happened to DXJ after that big dark pool print at $41.24. You can see that DXJ also closed above the print at $41.58, and it climbed to $45 in just 12 trading days. So there are many ways that we use these prints, and one of my favorites is using old prints to enter new trades. Now, the dark pool has favorite levels that they like to trade on, and knowing them on the major ETFs is going to give you a huge advantage. We use them as markers, okay? Always bullish above, bearish below, no thinking. You'll always see me tweeting that. So here's one of my tweets from February 2nd saying that the dark pool unloaded the boat. Late sell prints from yesterday coming in on the SPY. These are those late prints that I was telling you guys about, right, that were done on the New York desk with the London desk, all right, $193.80 on the SPY, and I'm telling you, millions were done, and they were all late. Sell, sell, sell. On February 6th, a couple days later, I was telling a trader on StockTwits to use that level of resistance, okay, that 193.80, if we do rally up, because the SPY had climbed all the way down. And then the tweet just below that is I don't think, okay, I just use the dark pool prints and play print pong on it, which is what we did today. If any of you will, I'll get into that later, but today was complete print pong on the SPY. And to use resistance, there's 191.52 level and 193.88. Okay, those two areas were really huge sell prints. And here's another tweet I put out there. Many big traders don't hold overnight, so they cover their shorts at the end of the day. So a lot of times at the end of the day, we'll see big block trades, all right, right at the close. That doesn't mean anything. It's the late prints that really tell you where those big guys are hiding their big orders. We spotted, okay, 60 million share prints at that 193.80 level. So bearish below it. All right, so why am I telling you this? Here's a perfect example I'm going to show you of why knowing these levels and waking up early in the morning really pays off. So on February 18th at 6:30 a.m., the SPY finally made its way back up to retest that big print area, 193.88. All right, I waited a long time for this. I was on my first cup of coffee, and I got so excited. 60 million shares were sold there 2 weeks earlier, okay? Sometimes these prints are good for months. I've even seen a year later the computers were still trading on these levels, the same area. So here's a clip from my chat room chat log. Now, the only person that's usually up with me in the morning at 6:30 is Cousin It. Her name's Scooter. But we call her Cousin It. Cousin never sleeps, okay? She counts all the prints for us all night long. I'm serious. She really does. She tallies them up, okay? And then she embeds it in the chat log every single day along with my audio meetings. Just in case one of my traders misses the day, they can go download it, and it has all the print levels, all the meetings are there. So it was just Cousin and I and a new member in the pit, James, at 6:30 a.m. when they popped the SPY up, okay, to 193.88. And there's my text. And now normally I would have done options. I would have bought some puts, but they're not open at 6:30 in the morning. Well, they're not open until 9:30, right? So I was forced to actually short the SPY ETF. Now, this is definitely the best place to short, to enter a short. Small risk, big reward. And here's my chat from that morning. I told Cousin that I put on a short position on the SPY with a small stop loss at 6:55 a.m. Now you can see on the 5-minute chart, okay, right there. All right, the SPY went all the way to 193.88, that big sell level from 2 weeks prior. It stopped there like a brick wall. So I like to use these big print areas and get my entries on the short position. Now, if we would have pulled back and then broke through that area, I would have been bullish, okay? And that's exactly how we profit, okay, off these dark pull prints. So it came all the way down, you guys, to 192. That's not a bad way to start the day off, right? Yeah, we do this every single day. So you know it's impossible, though, right, to buy stock at the exact bottom and sell it at the exact top. How many of you have actually achieved this? Anybody? Anybody bought the exact bottom today or sold at the exact top? I think the probability of getting hit with lightning, right, or getting run over by a bus or buying that $100 million lottery ticket is higher. Now, with such small odds of achieving this, why? Why do we get so upset when we don't? Right? Get out of a stock, it keeps going, because it's your ego, right? We don't want to guess where the top is. We don't have to, okay? We're always going to see the big guys selling at the top, and I'm going to show you an example of that. Take a look at this next example on NE, Noble Corporation. Noble just had a huge rip-roaring rally. One of my traders, Wayne, we call him the cowboy, had a really fantastic swing on this, and he killed it. He really is a real cowboy. He's from Texas. However, on March 14th, we spotted a big sell print on NE. Look at this, and of course you see the exchange is ADFN. All right, it was 500,000, 574,000 shares. This is 9:49 in the morning, okay, at $12.76. By 10:15, NE was trading down at $12.45. So clearly, this was smart money selling. Take a look at the 5-minute chart. You can see NE went straight down after that big sell print. And I took this was a fantastic trade. I didn't get the whole move, but I got a really big piece of it. It went down over the next few days as well. Take a look. It went all the way down to $10.50. It never broke above that big sell print. And this is how we trade all day long in my trading room. We follow the smart money. Went all the way down to $10.50. So how many of you suffer from exit-itis? Anybody? Nobody's going to admit to it? You know, entering into a position is really easy, okay? Really easy to get in, but getting out is the tricky part, right? Now, exit-itis is the inflammation of frustration that occurs when you exit out of a stock too quickly. It can occur on a daily basis, and it can lead to extreme unhappiness while trading. Now, I have suffered from exit-itis many years, actually. So have many of my traders. And this is why I found a cure. Okay, the cure is scaling. Scaling in and out of positions are going to keep you financially and emotionally balanced. Okay, so if your target gets hit and you feel it has more room to run, I want you to scale out of half of your position. Trust me, you're going to be happy either way, because if it goes up, you're going to be happy that you still have half. And if it goes down, you're going to be really happy that you sold half. So anybody here like to trade options? Anybody? I trade options a lot. And I trade a lot of options off the dark pool prints, as well as scaling. Okay, scaling is key with options. And here's just one example I'm going to be showing you. At 12:32 p.m., while I was eating my turkey sandwich at my desk, okay, we spotted, I like to eat my lunch at my desk. You never know what you're going to see, you know, and I'm always in stuff. So we spotted a big 500,000 share, very late dark pool sell print recently on the Russell 2000 ETF, the IWM. And there's the print right there on the block trade. 502. 502,000 shares at 108.88. Now the print was at 108.88, but the Russell was already trading down at 107.27, okay, when this print happened. Now, if you're in my trading room, we call out all these prints. In fact, I've trained everybody in the room to look out for them. And here's my chat from that day. I called out the first late dark pool sell print, okay? Because when we see one, okay, we see others. And you can see above it, actually, at 1324, see another one? At 108.88. Oh, yeah, they're like cockroaches, okay, the late ones. Because the big guys don't just sell 500,000. They sell 10 million, 20 million shares. So when I start to see this, I get very, very excited, call them out, and no doubt the big guys are selling. Now the next thing I do when I see these big prints is I post it up on social media, Twitter, StockTwits. I got lots of followers because people, you know, are very intrigued by this because, you know, it's crazy. Every day, they've never even seen anything like this. Like I said again, they don't even know it exists. All right, and it's shocking. It's definitely eye-opening. And it's going to change your life. It's going to change your trading, but I'm going to tell you guys, it's going to change your life. It changed my life. And it's been an amazing experience to go out and teach traders all over the world. So there's my tweet, the first late dark pool sell print on the IWM 108.88, and there are going to be more, right, which there were, used as a marker. Okay, bullish above, bearish below, no thinking. Now I call out my trades in real time in my trading room. Okay, when I'm ready to take a trade, I'm going to post it up there. And here's my call out in my room that day on the entry. This was March 8th, by the way. See by the tweet. All right, so in my room at 12:48. Now I pretty much waited, what, like 10, 15 minutes before I hopped into the trade. I bought the IWM puts, and I put the expiration that it was next week's, and the 108 strike price. So I like to be a little bit in the money when I do these things, especially in the options. And if it's a short-term trade, I'm going to usually buy the next week's options. If I'm doing a longer trade with options, I'm going to go out a month or two, sometimes even 3. And I like to scale out, okay, and take my profits off the table when I can, especially with options. You want to get out into strength because if you wait for it to turn around, you're going to get killed. So it's always best to scale out. So here's my exit a few hours later. I was in this for a couple hours. And I got out of a quarter of my position. You can see at 15:45. Okay. We counted, by the way, 5.5 million so far. That's what I was referring to, of those 108.88 prints. And I scaled out of a quarter of my puts. I made 25 cents on them, which is not bad for a day trade on options. And then at the end of the day, the market came down hard, and I like to take profits, okay, again, into strength. So you can see just 5 minutes later, all right, I got out of another quarter. I made 50 cents on those puts, and I held the other half for a swing trade, which I always like to do. And I did really, really well the next morning. I got out. It was pretty much a short overnight swing. So being a day trader, now, I really like to do the weekly options. on the SPY and the IWM, because they have really great liquidity. They only have a 2-cent spread. You can get filled really easily. And being a day trader gives us a huge advantage with options. All right, really does, because timing is everything. You know, most people lose money trading options because they're either too early or too late. And as a day trader, our timing is so key, and we've really mastered this. And a lot of the traders in my room that are great day traders are phenomenal with options. And you don't have to put a lot of money down. You can really max out your profits. So following the dark pool is key. And I definitely recommend that you guys always scale out, especially in this market, and take a profit. And I teach my traders how to do this, you know, pretty much all day long. How many of you trade by yourselves? Anybody? Most people do, right? They trade by themselves all day long. And you know what? Can definitely have negative aspects to it, right? Because, I mean, it can start banging your head against the table. Can have negative aspects. It's not exactly a social occupation, right? It can also lead to anxious feelings because you do have a lack of connectedness with other human beings. And, you know, loneliness can be described as a social pain. And I do have a cure for this. I run a really amazing educational trading room. It's called the Java Pit. It's a community of traders, and I'm going to tell you guys, we all work together every day, calling out prints. There's some of them over there. You can see now we have beginner traders as well as the most advanced traders. And I'm going to tell you, my amazing advanced traders were once beginner traders, and they'll be the first to help you out in the room with questions. I am there all day long trading. I'm there from 6:30 a.m. until, sometimes I'm there until 7 p.m., 10 o'clock at night, depending on what's going on. But I'm definitely obsessed. I trade all day, and I share my screen all day. Now, there are psychological benefits to being in a trading room. For one thing, like, you only have 2 eyes, and there's like 300 eyes right now in my trading room. Now, I've trained many of these eyes to find only the highest probability trades. Now, everybody always asks me, it's the most popular question, okay? Why? Why do you do this, Stefanie? Like, why don't you just trade? Why do you take the time to teach people? Why don't I just be greedy, right? Just trade by myself? Why do I share my secrets? And I'm going to tell you guys, do trade. I trade every single day, all day long, along with my traders. I realized 23 years ago that if I could train the guys at my trading desk to find the best stocks and call them out, instead of having just 3 or 4 trades that I might find by myself, I'm going to have 20 fantastic swings that night. So instead of making $500 a day, you know, I started to make $3,000, $5,000 a day. And it came back tenfold to me. So running an online trading room, okay, it's exponential. There's no limit to the amount of traders I can have in my room, but I just have to take the time to teach them, okay? And this is why I teach you guys. So I share my screen from 6:30, I always say 7 o'clock, but I'm going to tell you, I'm there sometimes at 6 a.m., sometimes at 5:30 a.m. If there's something going on with the futures, I have my futures up in the morning, and I keep up my block trade indicator all day long. Now, the big blocks really start to come in starting at 8 a.m., but a lot of times we'll get some before that. I do 2 audio meetings a day. I do a pre-market meeting that focuses on all the highest probability day trade setups. And then I do another audio meeting in the afternoon where I go over the best stocks to swing at night. Now, I'm in the room again all day. I know there's other moderators that run rooms, and they have other people running them. I'm just not going to be there tomorrow. I'm going to be on a plane tomorrow to New Orleans, all right? So if you're going to come into my room tomorrow and be like, oh, she said she's always here, And I'm telling you, only because my daughter is going to college next year, we're going to visit Tulane, and tomorrow is the only day that we can do it. So that's and it's killing me, you guys, and I can't trade tomorrow. But I'll probably be trading off of my iPhone. Now, we teach options every Tuesday. One of my traders, Ricky, she does a meeting every Tuesday on options. She's fantastic. And you know what? A lot of my traders in the room do presentations all the time. If you have a strategy that works that you love, we love to share. It's all about sharing knowledge in the room. Now, you're probably wondering how much is my room, right? I'm going to tell you guys, I have no salespeople, okay? My prices are very affordable. I only charge $9.95, okay, for a 30-day membership. You can try it out for under $10, okay? And if you like it, okay, it's only $69.95 a month thereafter. And the only reason it's so affordable is because I don't have to pay salespeople, and this is how I keep my prices down. My traders are my salespeople. So if you like my trading room, if you like my workshops, so the only thing I ask of you guys is just to spread the word. And for anybody that wants to sign up this week and do the trial membership, I really want you to come prepared. So I'm going to be sending you out at no extra charge my introductory workshop to trading, counting the cards of Wall Street, part 1. It's valued at $99, but I'm going to send it to you for free. You download it through the link for anybody that signs up for my 30-day trial membership. Okay, this way you can get a head start on your education. Now, this workshop is amazing. It's a great introductory workshop. I teach you of course, how to read the tape, how to zoom in and out of your chart to spot the best day trading levels, how to spot a correction before it happens and trade it, okay, how to spot when fear is coming in the market, how to get prepared before the market's open, how to find the highest probability day trades, learning when to get in and out based on volume and timing, how to trade around my favorite moving averages, how to trade during earnings season, how to spot the strongest levels on the ECN book, how to find my secret trend change spot, which is my T spot, and of course how to spot the dark pool prints in your time and sales, which I definitely taught you a little bit about today. Now, how many of you are on my Whisper of the Day list? I send out a video every single morning. It's free, okay? It's free. It's my hottest stock pick for the day. And if you're in my trading room, you'll see me finding it live every single morning, and you get it at least 45 minutes before it goes out to everybody else. The best part is I teach you how to find them, okay? So this way, I don't have to work so hard. Now, this way, you can always find the best whispers yourself, all right? Most of the time, it's a day trade. Like today, sometimes it's a swing trade. Today, I had both. Today, my whisper was Oracle. Okay, after earnings, bullish above 40. My traders rocked this right off the onset. It went above 40, went all the way to 41. And I really like Nike, which was a great trade today. And, of course, I announced my levels on the SPY, the dark pool prints, which were 201.60 and 202.50, which if you look back on the chart today, ping-ponged until the Fed. Then it broke through the 202.50. Okay, so those levels are really big. My traders were trading that. Now, I don't just call it a stop, right? I always give a level to enter and exit based on price action, pre-market price action especially. Give you a level I'm bullish on or bearish on. All my videos are on my YouTube channel, and if you have some free time, you can watch all of them. I've been doing it for 2 years now. My success rate is 93%, which is not bad, right? The reason I have a high success rate is because I follow the dark pool. I'm following the big guys. If you want to get on my Whisper email list, just go to my website, www.thestockwhisperer.com, and there's a light box that'll pop up. Okay, just put your name and email. You'll automatically be put on my list. And remember, it's free, and I never give your name to anybody. Many people in the industry have tried to get to my mailing list, okay, but I'm not going to share it, all right? I really do respect your privacy. So here's my contact info. You can go to my website, and sign up. You can check out, I have blogs, I have online courses, workshops. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow, there I am, Volume Princess. You can follow me on StockTwits, _stock_whisperer. All right, so I want to thank everybody for taking the time to attend my presentation. And if anybody has any questions, okay, I would definitely be happy to answer them. I know it was a lot of information today, and obviously I can't teach you everything about it in just an hour. But I hope I taught you a couple of really good things. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. All right, because while you're going to sleep tonight, you'll be like, oh, I really should have asked her that question. Just email me, Stefanie@thestockwhisperer.com. And I'm pretty good at getting back as long as I'm not on a plane or anything. All right, let me just see. Hopefully I have this question thing. Oh, you know what? I think that there's questions here I'm not seeing. Can you help me expand this box? I think that I'm not sure. Yeah, if I didn't answer your question, I'm not ignoring you. Just can't, the box is like, or do you just click up here? Oh yeah, just keep going up. Oh, I see. Oh, there's a lot of stuff. Okay, you guys were answering. Okay, because it's, you have to go up. I think. Oh no, down. Okay, sorry about that. It's like it's only one line, and I can't figure out how to expand it. Did you figure it out? No, it won't expand. I don't. Oh, that's a little bit better. I just figured out how to take it up. Let me see if I missed any questions. Oh, Dwayne, you met me in Vegas last year. Great. Do dark pool trades require immediate recording on the time and sales? No, they don't always, Rick. No, not the ones that are very late. The real-time. Now, we do get real-time prints. In fact, we got one today. I'm going to show you. I have a picture on the next slide. This is fantastic on Ford. You see this one? See my arrow there or no? Mm-hmm. 12.8 million shares, okay, traded on Ford. That's a really big print. This is a real-time print at $13.35, and Ford closed way higher than that. So watch that print tomorrow. Watch that area. As long as we stay above $13.35 tomorrow, okay, then it's bullish. But if we break below that, I turn bearish, and that's when I enter into a short position. All right, use these levels. Let's see. I have seen this kind of prints a lot, Alex. Yeah, yep. That's what started happening. I started to see these prints in the time and sales window. And I used to have my whole trading room search for these big block trades. And what happened is we were working really hard. I didn't know about the block trade indicator. And then one of my traders, John M., said, you know, Steph, Lightspeed has this thing called the block trade indicator, and it does all the work for us. Every single big trade is printed and recorded in the block trader. And that's when I started to see corrections happen before, okay? And I didn't get time to do that in this presentation. Perhaps if Lightspeed invites me back again, I'll show you guys what that looks like. But I do have, I spotted the last 9 actually. 9 for 9. 9 corrections before they happened, okay, by using this block trade indicator. And it's just by seeing the very late prints for 3 days in a row. That's my rule on it. When I see 3 really late sell print days in a row, I call a correction, and I've been right 9 for 9. So thank you, Lightspeed, because you put my kids through college. And I thank you guys every single day, and my traders, seriously, my traders thank you, because there's really not too many programs out there, and I've had a lot of companies come to me, trust me, they want me to do presentations, and the first question I ask them, do you have dark pool data feed? And you know what they say? No. I said, I'm sorry, but I can't do a presentation for your company, because I'm going to be honest with you. This is the only thing I trade off of. There's really nothing else that's going to give you a high success rate than following where Goldman Sachs is trading, or where Barclays is trading. And this is being recorded, so you will get a recording of this, I guess, if you registered for this event. And let's see. Hi, Stephanie. How often do we see such huge size trades? Every single day. I mean, we see these big trades. And if you're in my room, I really teach you how to use them, how to use levels, trends, volume. I teach you how to spot refreshing. I teach you so much, but it's really these big prints. Like today, we traded Alcoa in my room. We spotted a big print on Alcoa at $9.16. And a lot of my traders killed that one today. It spiked up really high at the end of the day. There were a lot of gold prints today. GLD before the Fed meeting, you guys. This was so manipulating. Let me just tell you about this. Before the Fed meeting came out, okay, we spotted a huge sell print on the UUP, the dollar ETF, okay, and we spotted buy prints on GLD. Never went, the prints on GLD never went below, and UUP never went above it. So we saw we knew the dollar was going to crash, and we knew gold was going to spike way before, just following the dark pool print. So that made my entire month today. Did you see the rally in gold today? Yeah, we saw the big guys buying way before, okay? You can see the print on GDX here. Wait, you see this print? Right here? This is today's GDX. At 11:43, you guys, okay? No, yeah, $19.05. Do you know where GDX closed? Almost 21 today, okay? That was the first print early. And then later on, we spotted GLD prints. Okay, so let me answer other questions. How do you get ADFN in the list of the market? See, I did answer that before. It's automatically there in the exchange on the dark pool. You don't have to order that or anything. It comes, that's the dark pool exchange. Now, there are different software programs if you're using it. Sometimes it's ATTN or FADF. Okay, so is it more, let's see, Rob has a question. Is it more advantageous to use Night Fan with a large order or ARCA? And how will it make a bigger difference when there is high volume as opposed to low volume? I'm not sure what Night Fan is, Rob, okay? But there's a lot of different ways that you can trade using volume. With volume spread analysis, that's a whole other key. You can learn more about that in my room. But an example of volume spread analysis is one of my traders, Leslie, in my room. She is amazing. She killed it. She was trader of the day today, by the way. She bought SLW as a swing last night because it was doing a test, a volume spread analysis, which is a low volume. It makes a little bit of a lower low. It closes like a little hammer or a T. And she called it out yesterday. And yeah, if you want to learn more about it, definitely teach you. But volume could be used in two different ways, low volume and high volume. High volume I absolutely love. Okay? Love it. But you want to know where inside that candle the volume is. Okay, so I love candlestick patterns, but it's inside the candle that matters. And you know, they try to fake a lot of traders out with candles. They'll give you some really good-looking candles on low volume, or what we've seen selling at the top. Okay, you don't want to fall for that. Let's say, been trading for years, never heard of or thought of this, and I'll be sure to sign up. Oh, thank you, John. I'll see you in the room then soon. And let's just see, Michael S., your trading room is better than the list. I'm not quite sure what that is. John, I understand why the dark pool reports trades late. Under SEC regulations, when are they required to report trades in the USA? They're required, it used to be, John, a couple minutes after it's filled, okay? Now, I've been watching this for a long time, and I've seen them stretch it out, okay, until they're done, okay? And, you know, it's usually 3 hours later. A lot of times they're done pre-market, and they report them 3 hours later, but it's the next day prints that are so disturbing. And Okay, it's manipulating, John, but I'm going to tell you, John, that's how I spotted it. I made money. We've made money on that. Last 9 corrections. So, and I do have pictures of what that looks like, by the way. Each workshop that I've ever done has at least 1 correction. I have all the pictures, all my tweets, trades, everything, just so you know, because, you know, different corrections, money flow changes. And, you know, money flow has been, oh my God, going into gold like crazy lately. We've been seeing all the prints. So let me see the next question. Max, if you wanted to execute a relatively large order immediately with minimal slippage, what would be the best option? Routing to ECN like ARCA or a dark pool? Okay, so and why? When a stock is illiquid, would that affect whether or not? Yeah, if it's not liquid, it's hard to get your trade off of. When you have, especially when you have big share size. Now I'm going to tell you another great feature with Lightspeed is you can be invisible. You guys know about that feature? Yes, it's one of my traders, the pre-market bandit. He's in my room. He makes a day's pay every single morning before the market is opened. Okay, and what he uses, he makes himself invisible because he says if they could see me, I'm not gonna get filled. People are gonna cut in front of me. So it's another fantastic feature. And how do I decide? Michael has another question. How do I decide on the correct filter? Okay, well I've changed it over the years, but I found that having a 50,000 block trade and a 500 is really advantageous because a lot of times they'll be shy of 500. So I'm always looking at the 50 to see sometimes there'll be 370,000, and that's still big depending on what stocks. And then I have another block trade that I didn't show you guys today, which is my correction block trade indicator. And you can put whatever stocks you want to be in there. So if you like to trade gold, you can put all the gold stocks. It's only going to show you the big dark pool prints on the gold. So let's see, how can we get the total number of sell in that one day? Well, that's why Cousin It, Jeffrey, adds them up. They don't total them. And where can you get the dark pool data feed? From Lightspeed. Do the late prints come across in a different color? Oh, I had colored it yellow. All right, Jennifer, I color-coded it so that I could kind of point it out to you. In my time and sales window, I do color-code it. You know, oh, but it's only if you're watching that stock, and I can get into that another time. Or you can email me and I'll share information with you. Would you get bearish on forward intraday with that print? I would, Brian. A lot of times the stock wants to test the print level first. So I did. I waited for it to come up because it did go below it at first. You could see it was at 1328. So a lot of times I'll wait for it to come up and test the print level again. And if it can't break above and starts to move down again, I'll short it. But in this case, it broke above, and we went long. And see, Michael loved gold today. Yeah, gold was amazing. I've been loving gold for a long time. What's the minimum size we should be looking at? Depends on the overall volume of the stock, what it's trading that day. Okay, I can go into that further. Just send me an email. I'll get into that. And do I have to end? They're cutting me off, you guys. No? Okay. Let me know when you're going to cut me off. I'm trying to answer all the questions. Yeah, how do I differentiate buy prints and sell prints? I teach that in my room, Brian. You have to see it in real time, all right? And I teach that every single day. It's the most popular question. And how do you know? And I only risk, you guys, 4 or 5 cents on a day trade to make 20, 50 cents or more. And using levels, using prints, and I like pivots. And how do you know if a print is late? Depending on the price, Kevin. It's all about the price. So when it's far away from where it's trading, it's a late print. And all right, Jeffrey, I'd love to see you in the room. I know you're going to really love it. I want to just thank everybody again. If you didn't answer a question, if I didn't answer it enough, just shoot me an email. Any way to go back to prior days? Unfortunately not. But you know what, Rob? My trader in my room, Scooter, I'm going to tell you guys, she's amazing. She takes pictures of it all day long. Okay, and then she posts it in the chat log, so you can always go back. You download it, you can always go back and look at the different prints, and she's added them up all the way like 6 months on the SPY, so we know all the big levels in the room. And I'm going to tell you, it's huge. It's priceless what she does. Really is. Oh, it's great, Stella. I look forward to trading with you too. And you guys are really gonna love it. It's eye-opening. You know, really, really, really life-changing. You know, most people guess where the top is. You know, we actually see them. We see insider trading. I almost feel like there's going to be like a knock on the door. You know, not too many people out there that teach about this the way I teach it. In fact, most people think you can't see the dark pool, and I'm going to tell you I have thousands of pictures of what it looks like. All right. I'm great, Michael. I just won't be in tomorrow, but Cousin It is going to be running the show tomorrow, okay? So one day, and Friday I'll be there in the morning to do the meeting, and then I'll be there all next week. All right, and, you know, from then on. But that's just, this week is a little bit tough, and of course, it's quadruple witching, you guys, which could be a little bit crazy on Friday. Be careful, okay? There's definitely a lot of witchiness already been going on this week. Yeah, but I'll be there definitely for sure. Monday morning at like 5:30, Michael. It's always the best time, you guys. We see a lot of action early on in the morning. It is amazing. Pre-market is the key. It just tells us everything that we're going to trade for the day pretty much. And then we look at the prints all day and find a lot of other trades. But my first trades are always done on pre-market activity. It's really, really great. All right. I think that...
Great. Stephanie, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Everyone, I hope you really took advantage of the information here. Like we said, the recording will be on the website within a couple days. Please be sure to check out Stephanie's room and the website, stockwhisperer.com, the Java Pit Trading Room. You know, sign up for that trial. It's a great offer that she's allowing some of us to take advantage of, so you really should check that out. And if you have more questions about how to operate the block trade print on the Lightspeed Trader platform, definitely be in touch with our trade desk. We'll be happy to help you with setting that up or some of the filters on there. And you could really look at what Stephanie's been taking advantage of interpreting. So we'd like to thank her very much, and we would love to have her back sometime soon for a follow-up. And thank you, everyone, for attending, and we'll be in touch.